How's it going, everyone? Welcome back to another video on the channel. Today I'm going to be ranking every single worldwide derby, UK derby, European derby from pure hatred to irrelevant. I've been to my fair share of European derbies, UK derbies, so I thought I'd put it to the test and put it onto a tier list today and see how I turn out, and I may be completely wrong if I'm honest. I'm very interested to know what you think of my opinions down in the comment section, so comment down anything I got wrong or got very spot on. I want to be as neutral and respectful to these clubs and derbies or rivalries as possible. But if you support any of these clubs, I know for a fact that you're going to disagree with me. Please be sure to follow my social medias. 500 likes on this video would be absolutely amazing. We're on the road to 36,000 subs, so make sure you subscribe. Rightio then, folks, we're starting with a time weird derby. Newcastle versus Sunderland, and do I need to say any more? Proper hatred it goes. Honestly, the passion these two clubs show for their own clubs, let alone a derby in the northeast, Newcastle, Sunderland, they absolutely despise each other. I don't need to say anything more on that matter, because these two sides, I wish they played each other very soon. Maybe if Sunderland get promoted again, back to back, you never know. The Moscow derby is up next, and I just think for any major European city derby, it always just does not disappoint. So I think even Moscow derby, I may not have been there, but the proper hatred is definitely there. The tifos, the pyros, the atmosphere, the hatred towards both the clubs. Seriously, it's proper hatred. Any European city derby is basically pure hatred. Little spoiler for you. You want to be that dominant club in the city, so for sure, these are going to be pure hatred. Although talking about it, Liverpool versus Everton, I've got in very decent. I don't think it's pure hatred to the top, but I think the Everton fans actually save this fixture. The Everton fans, I always feel I have great fans, great support, great atmosphere at Goodison Park, but at Anfield, I always feel like the atmosphere is a myth, and this is where I think it disappoints the fixture in some sense. Wimbledon versus MK Dons, oh, I've been to that, and it is irrelevant. Honestly, I don't want to waste my time here. It is irrelevant. Okay, so before we move on to the next derby, I need to talk to you guys about OneFootball. OneFootball is a brilliant app if you want all your live scores, live news, live up-to-date rumours, transfers going on in this summer transfer window right now. It's the perfect app for any football fan. Not only is it the perfect app for every football fan, it's also free to download on iOS and Android. 3 days ago, it says that Brighton fullback Cucurella agrees a Man City contract. I think I've heard about this personal terms, or it's agreed personal terms for about the last 4 weeks. Cucurella will not leave Brighton unless they give us a ridiculous amount of money, 50 million plus. But scrolling through now, you've got all the up-to-date news. Brighton will be sending out Simon Adringa to Royal Union St Gillion, which is actually Tony Bloom's Brighton's owner's second club. You've got the football news in general today, so you talk about here, Czech Decore, he's undergoing a medical at Crystal Palace tomorrow, so that's actually going to be a really good signing if they can get that through the door. And Sven Botman has signed a 5-year deal with Newcastle, but thanks to OneFootball, I've got the news up front. The 2022 Women's Euros is going to be starting very soon, and you can follow England on the app, of course, and you can scroll through for all the up-to-date news regarding the women's football and everything about it. But listen to me, this is the most ideal app for any football fans to download. It's free on iOS and Android. I really recommend you guys to download it. You will not be disappointed for your live scores, live news, live up-to-date transfer rumours and news, of course, for your club. Turn the notifications on the app, and you will not be disappointed by it. First link in the description, go download it, and let's go back to ranking some derbies. I've kind of shot myself in the foot here by saying that every single European major city derby is pure hatred. But the Milan derby, I don't know why, but I just feel like this is very decent, but not pure hatred. And I don't know what's making me say that, and I feel like a bit of a mug. It's got amazing tifos, amazing atmosphere, pyros all round. The two fans do hate each other, but do they hate each other to the extent that Newcastle Sunderland hate each other? You know, the Moscow derby, do they hate each other as much as that? That's what I'm trying to point out here. I've never been to a Milan derby, but I'm going to put it very decent. I'm sorry. I'm going to put it very decent, but I feel like a mug already. I know for a fact that you guys are going to disagree with me already, but Port Vale versus Stoke, I'm generally going to put that in very decent. And hear me out on this one. It's a rivalry which people don't necessarily know about, but to the two fans, it means absolutely everything. The two teams despise each other. Stoke City went, I think it was an under-23 games. They absolutely trashed the place. Trashed the toilets, trashed the stands, you know, broken seats, broken toilets in the concourse, and everything about going to on that away day. I think it was in 2018, in an under-23 game, make it maybe a Checker Trade trophy game. They destroyed the place. They hate each other. If you ask any other YouTuber to make this video, would they put it in very decent? I don't think so. It is a rivalry which people do not necessarily know about, but I'm going to show them the respect they deserve. Very decent. I just hope they play each other very soon. The RIVALRIES derby between Schalke and Dortmund. I'm going to say average. Dortmund are very dominant in this, and I just think it's nothing if you ask me. And to the two fans, I'm sure it means a lot, but realistically, you know who's going to win every time. Le Classique, and that is Marseille versus PSG. That is going in proper hatred. Yeah, these two really do hate each other. I swear there was a time where they're just throwing fireworks to each other from the home and away ends. Pyros galore, the fans, the atmosphere is amazing. Even on the pitch, red cards galore. Everything happens in this fixture, and that is definitely proper hatred. I'm not very educated on a Seville derby, but I'm sure these two fans absolutely despise each other like any major city rivalry is. I will be putting it in very decent because I'm not quite knowledgeable on this fixture if I'm honest, but maybe next season I might have to go and visit myself. Chelsea versus Fulham. Oh no, not the tea and biscuits derby. That's going irrelevant. West Ham Millwall. Oh Jesus Christ, yeah. Do you know what? They should have their own tier, West Ham Millwall. I hope they play each other in the FA Cup. Someone, Millwall, just get promoted. Just so we can have this fixture twice. I just want to see it live on TV, please. Imagine the view and imagine it on the pitch. Imagine the fans, the Metropolitan Police. I'd feel sorry for them. The Steel City Derby. I think we all know where that's going. That is going proper hatred as well. These two sides despise each other. They're two passionate fan bases, well-supported clubs. When the two sides battle it out, Steel City Derby, it means everything. It may be low scoring, but on the field, it's always a great watch. I don't think people will give the respect that this rivalry deserves, but Portsmouth versus Southampton is also going in proper hatred. If you're a fan of these two clubs, you know how much you despise each other. But I think it's to the extent that the neutral fans just do not understand this whatsoever. Do they understand how much Portsmouth hates Southampton? And do they understand how much Southampton hate Portsmouth? They really don't, do they? It must be absolutely fierce on the field, a great atmosphere, and all round a really good watch. So pure hatred, proper hatred is where Southampton Portsmouth go. The Super Classico between Boca Juniors and River Plate. It's on my bucket list. I think it was on every single football fan's bucket list. But I hope one day I can really go over there and travel to Argentina to watch this. Proper hatred is where it goes. They despise each other. They hate each other. The atmosphere, wow. That's why I want to go. The atmosphere. Oh, I love an atmosphere. I'm going to get hate on this one. I'm putting the North London Derby in very decent. Pure hatred, very decent. It's kind of like in between that level, but I'm going to put very decent for the North London Derby. I have actually been to this fixture twice, and both times it never disappointed. I think I've seen one draw, 2-2, and a 4-2 win for Arsenal. It was a cracking atmosphere, pyros galore, and you can really sense the hatred inside the stadium, but all round, it just feels to me as a neutral perspective, just thinking of it now, is it really a tourist derby? Because that is what I'm feeling when I think about a North London derby nowadays. I might be completely wrong, and to the die-hard Arsenal and Tottenham fans, you'd hate to hear that from me. I apologise. Every single time they play, it's a great view, and there's so many goals, so much action on the field. Outside the stadium too, it's a bit of a handbags derby, so I don't know about it, so I'm going to put it very decent, but it's always a great watch. I love watching the North London derby. The South Wales derby, yeah, that's going very decent. I think they've got a really good derby. I've never really been to it, but I do want to visit one day, maybe next season, who knows, but very decent. I think it's respectable. They may want that in proper hatred, and I know they hate each other, but I'm going to put it in very decent, and hopefully when I experience it one day, I might be able to put that in proper hatred. The Second City Derby, aka Aston Villa versus Birmingham. I think that's going pure hatred. We do not need to speak about that. I mean, I think the fan running on the pitch and punching Jack Grealish says it for itself. There's pure hatred there, and I do not condone what that man did, but it kind of shows how much of a rivalry and derby this is. This fixture's on every single year. I just feel like it's getting very overhyped. I know Derby are now relegated, unfortunately, but I feel like it was very borderline between average and very decent, but I'll give it the benefit of doubt and put it very decent. LA Galaxy versus Los Angeles. Yeah, that's irrelevant. I don't care. The El Clasico between Real Madrid and Barcelona. I'm putting it average. I'm sorry, I'm putting it average. If you asked me 5 years ago when you had Messi versus Ronaldo, it was the fixture in European football where you're just looking forward to as a neutral fan. Anywhere. You could have been anywhere in worldwide football. You were looking forward to that fixture for Messi, Ronaldo, Barcelona, Real Madrid, battling out for first and second. Barcelona recently have just been falling away. No Messi. I mean, now they're starting to turn it around under Xavi. Are we actually looking forward to watching Real Madrid, Barcelona anymore? And for me, I'm just not excited anymore. So I'm going to say it's bang average. Barcelona El Clasico as of right now. The Rome derby between Lazio and Roma. Now, I've been twice this season, and I can proper confirm to you that this is proper hatred. And I don't need to say anymore. It was tense. It was fiery. There were police helicopters in the skies. There was police every single corner you walk. This year of going to more Lazio games, and especially the Rome derby, has made me realise how much these two fans absolutely despise each other. And this is where I'm showing it the respect it deserves. It's going proper hatred because, Jesus Christ, yeah, me and my dad experienced that very well. It was a fiery one. This fixture is called the Derby of the Eternal Enemies. And now I'm going to put it proper hatred just for the name in itself. Olympiacos versus Panathinaikos. I can't even say the name. I really want to go to it. It's pure hatred. The tifos, the pyro. I know I keep saying it, but like the whole atmosphere in European football is so top tier that you've got to put it proper hatred. The Old Firm, right? We're going to move on very quickly because we know how much these two teams really hate each other. The old firm, Rangers Celtic. Wow, 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 wow. The Manchester Derby is going very decent. I might get a bit of stick for that one, if I'm honest. I think a lot of people want me to put it top tier, but I just think it's fading away now. Manchester United are just on the decrease. I know they've got Ten Hag in, maybe a few signings this summer, but they have been on a decrease for many years now. And Manchester City are just so dominant in English football. It's a decent watch, do not get me wrong, but I just feel like the hype is now decreasing a little bit as the years go along. Moving on to the Belgrade Derby, and I think this one, oh my god, that is proper hatred to its finest. The away fans were setting fire to the bloody stand. I've got it on video. We were there with Theo. It was one of the most mental derbies I've ever watched in my life, and it was one I generally felt intimidated and scared of going to. But I'm still here, I'm alive, and I'll probably go again next season. Oxford Swindon. Now, I think a lot of the Oxford and Swindon fans want me to put this a lot more higher than average, but I'm going to say average just to the fact I'm not really educated on this fixture. They don't really play each other very often, so maybe when they do play each other, it'll be very, very fiery, do not get me wrong, but for now I'm going to have to say average. But maybe one day I'll experience this rivalry and change my opinion. The Melbourne Derby in Australia. Yeah, we'll move on. I don't care about that. Norwich versus Ipswich. Oh, okay, that is awful. I'm telling you it's awful from someone who lives in between Norwich and Ipswich, and someone who knows a lot of Ipswich and Norwich fans. For me, it's awful. Don't get me wrong, when a fixture happens, I'm sure these two teams actually despise each other, but I just feel like it's such a friendly derby in some sense. I get that vibe from the area I live in. I just don't think Ipswich and Norwich, I just don't know. I just don't think it's that much of a rivalry. I'm sorry. I feel like I know what a proper derby is nowadays, and I just don't think the East Anglian derby is anywhere near that. So for me, it's going awful. I'm so sorry, guys, but I'm just being honest. QPR Brentford, I'm going to put that in, average or awful. Average or awful. I'm going to say it's awful. I'm sorry, guys. I have been. It's been really good atmosphere. Do not get me wrong. Outside the stadium, it did kick off a bit. I just didn't rate it as much as the other derbies I've been to in England, if I'm honest. And I've got to have to put it in awful. I do apologise. The New York Derby. Right, we're going to say it's irrelevant. I'm sure to these American fans and to the Australian fans, it means so much. But for me right now, no, I'm sorry. It doesn't mean a thing to me. Okay. Brighton versus Palace. Okay, now we're talking. People seriously do not understand how much we hate each other. Spoiler alert, I'm putting this proper hatred. You've got to be a fan of these two clubs to really understand why we're a rivalry. It really does annoy me when people underestimate and really underappreciate this rivalry. I understand road or M23. No, it's not. I would be shocked to hear if many Brighton fans were friends with Palace fans and if Palace fans were friends with Brighton fans. Let's put it that way. I'm sure there's some lovely friendships who are Brighton and Palace fans, but majority of them, I'm sure, absolutely despise each other. I don't want to go on too long about this. This is pure hatred, and I don't care what you guys think. It's pure hatred. The Black Country Derby, that is going very decent. I feel like that'd be a really good atmosphere when the two teams would face each other. Obviously, it hasn't been for a while, but the two teams are very close, and I'm sure it'll bring a really good atmosphere, so very decent is where it goes. Plymouth versus Exeter, aka the Devin Derby. Now, I'm going to put that in proper hatred as well, because I know these two teams despise each other like nothing else. A lot of people say, oh, it's average. You never really hear of this derby. It's very decent. It's all this. But no. These two teams hate each other. I am very happy that Exeter got promoted to League One, so these two teams can battle out in the Devon Derby again. I'm sure it'll kick off before the game, during the game, the atmosphere will be pumping, the pyros going off. I'm sure it'll have everything, and in terms of English football rivalries, I'm sure this is up there, and this is why I've got it proper hatred. Juventus versus Torino. I went this season with Theo. We're in like a skybox. It was absolutely unbelievable, but in terms of a derby, I think it was quite awful, if I'm honest. I didn't really sense any hatred between the two teams, so I'm going to have to say it's awful. It was a 1-1 draw, but really didn't mean anything. I don't think so. Bristol Rovers versus Bristol City, the Bristol Derby. That is going very decent. Now, a lot of people probably say, oh, it should be proper hatred, but come on. One's in the Championship, one's in League 1 now. These two teams never face each other, but I'm sure when the fixture happens one day, it's going to be pure hatred, pure mayhem, and pure chaos in the stands. But as far as I'm aware, I'm going to say it's very decent and give them the benefit of the doubt. Ajax versus Feyenoord. Yeah, that's going proper hatred. These two teams, I think they'll just set fireworks to each other. They'll fight before the game, probably fight after the game, and probably fight during the game if that was even possible. I think they've actually banned away fans from going to both the home and away fixtures, so that's how much of a rivalry and derby that is. But the away fans can't even attend because it's that big and that fierce of a derby. So we'll move on because these two teams really hate each other. Is this the Lancashire Derby? Blackburn versus Burnley? I want to say it is. Well, let's go in proper hatred anyway. I think I saw a video of Vizor actually rating it very decent and actually below proper hatred, but I just think these two teams despise each other like anything else. And to finish it off, the Intercontinental Derby, where Galatasaray literally introduced this derby on the field in the stands by welcome to hell. I would be intimidated if I was a player reading that. The Turkish fans are relentless, they're impeccable, they're brilliant, they're pyros, they're tifos, they've got it all. It's going pure hatred. And ladies and gentlemen, this is my ranking of all the derbies in the UK, European or worldwide. You've got it all right here. Let me know in the comment section down below whether you agree with my opinions or not. Let me know what you would change in this list and whether or not I've got it bang on or I really do need to change it. Looking back at it now, I think I'm very happy with this tier list. If you enjoyed the video, make sure you drop a like, subscribe to my channel. 500 likes would be absolutely brilliant. Download OneFootball, and I'll see you guys later. Goodbye, guys.